So the old Dodge has these step bars just underneath the cab, and I would like to modify them a little bit so that they also act like a running board to help keep the bottom of the cab dry. And so what I like to do is use this material here. It looks like a 1/4 inch by maybe 1 inch, and cut little pieces off and weld them on the bottom, you know, like maybe over here and in a corner and then along there. And then take some heavy gauge tin and cut it to fit this shape so that it could bolt onto those little tabs that I want to weld on there. And then it sort of, you see, then it acts like it looks like a step bar, but it's actually also acting like a running board. So that's one of the things I want to do also. So here you can see at one end it's actually shorter than the other, which would limit the size of the that heavy gauge tin that I could bolt in underneath the cab. So on both of these I want to extend them, and so I've got some old exhaust pipe here, and it's almost the right diameter. These look like they've been pressed flat just a little bit. If I put this up against there, it's this exhaust pipe is a little taller than this, but this is a little wider than this. So I'm thinking I'm going to cut off as much as what I need here to kind of match this length, and then I'll press it flat with a mallet or something, and then I'll see if it's going to be pretty much exactly the same shape as that, and then I'll weld that together. And so yeah, so I want to send these off to the sandblast shop along with the frame. Well, that rusty old exhaust pipe, that collapses pretty quick. Well, that's really close, guys, actually. I'll do a little more on the far end. Okay, so it actually looks like that's the actual size that they used. So I almost cut all these little pieces, marked them here, and then I realized, well, actually it would probably be a lot easier if I would drill them first as one long piece and then cut them. So here in the vise I've got some 1/2 inch rod, and I'm bending it. I was using this piece of tubing, and I just get it on the end there for some leverage, and then right now I was squaring it up, and I think it's pretty good now. And I'm making a step under the step. When it's really thin like that, I like to do it in a series of spot welds. Like I'll spot, let it cool, spot, let it cool, and that helps to keep it from burning through. So the end pieces are on, and I'm working on those little bracket, those little tabs. And what I'm doing there is I'm using this just to help hold the tab down for, like I'll spot weld it on there. So this is so that I can put some weight on it as I spot it, because as it gets a spot weld and then it wants to lift up. So if I can kind of try and maintain its position, and then I'll flip it over, and then I'll start to spot and weld from the other side, maybe back and forth, trying to keep them from wanting to roll up like that. So these are finished now, and this is a piece that was added on earlier. So these are the tabs that were welded on, and they're all along here. Here's the step. This tube is actually upside down right now. So I'll flip this over. So you can still see like the original pitting from the rusting. It's a little wavy and stuff. It's probably more so on this side, and it's mostly under the truck. This is the rocker panel. This is a rocker panel mount here. So basically, this is the part that's outside of the truck, and this is under the truck. So, see, with these tabs on here, if I put a panel underneath here, that would do a lot more for protecting the bottom of the truck from water and snow and stuff, rocks, than just a running board. Because if I had a running board on here on the truck, the running board would basically be a protection from the rocker panel outwards. So this area here. So now it's this extra area where there's a bigger panel that can be added to help keep the moisture and the rocks off the bottom of the vehicle. So I welded on little tabs here, and I think that's a 1/4 inch material and probably like a 1 inch by maybe 2, something like that. And I just welded those on there first because I didn't want the step to pull on like just a little spot on the tubing, so it just kind of reinforces it a little bit. Anyways, guys, a little video here for you guys. Figured I'd maybe fill you in a bit. Thanks for watching.